this is Paul. He was a tent maker, and we know that he did his work well. Interesting, in the book of 1 Thessalonians, he mentions several times how he worked very hard to make sure that he was not a burden on those Thessalonians people. Paul was a tent maker for several reasons, and we're going to take a look at this. Paul was an evangelist and a professional. Now, this is where we get the idea of tent making today, is that somebody could be a professional in their workplace. How many people here we have that are in medical professional? Let me see your hands. Okay, good. How many of you are in the education business, training children and caring for children? Let me see your hands. Any nannies here? No? Anybody that is in a profession of accounting? Okay, good. What about engineering? Yes? What about home care, like house cleaning? House cleaners? No? Graphic designers? Boy, I'm not hitting any. What do you guys do? Sales? Okay. What? Customer service, very good. So you are a professional. Is it possible you could be a professional and an evangelist? The Apostle Paul was, and he specifically could have just been an evangelist. But I think this is the point. He chose not to just be an evangelist. He chose to work with his hands. Here are a few reasons that Paul did this. It allowed Paul to avoid being an economic burden to poor congregations. He used it as an example to teach about the importance of work. Now, Paul speaks quite strongly throughout his books about work, and that not to be lazy, and not to, that work is somehow a beautiful thing. Number 3, it eliminated any implication that he served for financial gain. It provided an opportunity for evangelism in his workshop. Interesting, huh? And number 5, listen to this. It made for authentic disciples who also could work and win souls. Now, I didn't understand this until my wife and I worked in Turkey for 10 years as church planters. And so my job was to plant a church. That was my daily assignment. I wake up and think about how can I get a church started here. That was my job. Well, I was praising God when I got my first man who wanted Bible studies. He was a Muslim man, and he wanted to study the Bible. God had impressed on his heart that if there was a truth, it was going to be based in the Bible. And he got a Bible, and he started reading, and he soon found that the Sabbath was right at the beginning. And he said, if there is a true church, it's going to keep the Sabbath. Well, about that time, he met me. And then we started studying the Bible, and after about a year,